वेलकम बैक नाजरीन, खुश आमदीद। हस्ब वादा आपके दरमियान में हम दोबारा मौजूद हैं एक और मेहमान के साथ। जो वादा हमने थोड़ी देर पहले आपसे किया था कि हमने आज बिजनेस इंडस्ट्री को अपने प्रोग्राम का हिस्सा बनाया है और मुख्तलिफ बिजनेसेस के मुख्तलिफ एक्सपर्ट जो सालों से इस बिजनेस में इन्वॉल्व हैं, हम चाह रहे हैं कि आप बराह रास्त उनसे इनकी मालूमात हासिल करें। तो हमारे दरमियान में मौजूद हैं, मैं हमारे मेहमान को Talha Pasha, Assalamu alaikum.
How you doing?
Thank you so much, Talha, for coming in to
Sure.
the show and taking time from your busy schedule.
Thank you.
How are you doing?
I'm doing good.
Good.
Everything's good. Yeah.
I'm so happy to see you, our young generation, as an entrepreneur, and we love to see more like you to come in and take a lead role in businesses. So tell our viewers, before you say something about yourself, I just wanted to give you some idea about this program.
Sure.
We thought about this program because myself and people my age, we have worked hard. And why did we work hard? Because we wanted a good life for us, for our family, good education for our kids, and all of the above. In terms of earning money, yes, we have done that, and that's why we were able to do all this.
Sure.
But now we thought and we said ourselves that what can we give back to the community?
Sure.
So with that concept, with the idea, we thought it would be a good idea to launch, and I give a credit to TV1 USA for supporting this idea.
Sure.
They are investing in this new program that's being launched in Chicago. What can we give back to the community? Therefore, the name of the title we have given to this program is Community Reinvestment.
Mm-hmm.
In short, is known as a CRI.
Got it.
It's basically awareness and education based on your experiences, your struggle, your difficulties, your challenges, and all of the above.
Yeah.
So, our हमारे viewers को tell us about yourself.
Sure. Born and raised in Chicago. I also went to school here. And during school, that's how I got involved in business. And since then, I've been lucky enough to still be in business and be recognized by you. So thank you guys for that.
Oh, very good, sir. I just want to make sure that the viewers that watching us, not in Chicago, the entire USA and Canada, I just want to make sure that they hear every word that you're saying.
Okay.
So would you be so kind to say a little louder than you do? So your experience, work experience, business experience.
Yeah. So it began in 2006. There was an opportunity for me to get involved in the chemical side of the world, where we supply raw materials to personal care companies, chemical companies, printing companies, and that opportunity came, and it was an area that wasn't very well saturated, right? Mm-hmm. So it was a good area to get in, and I kind of got into it while I was a little younger. I was
you're still young.
No, I mean not like I used to be, but the timing was right. The opportunity was there, and I was able to kind of get my feet wet. It definitely wasn't easy. It was something I didn't really know about. I come from the finance world. That's what I was educated in. But I had to learn the ropes, and 12 years later, I'm still here. So I'm thankful.
All right, just to make it clear to our viewers, and of course, I'm here to learn from you as well.
Sure.
So the business that you acquired,
correct,
is known as Amber Sol. Is that the name of
it's called Amber Solvents, right?
Solvent?
So we work with solvents and chemicals, and what we do is we distill them and we also resell them. So customers who use this constantly, we bring the material in, we drum it off and sell it back to them. And like I said, we bring in raw materials for people that use it in their end product.
Okay.
So people who have skincare products, hair care products, we bring the raw materials that are in those products, and we sell those to them. And so if you look at the label of a product, maybe one of those items were probably supplied by us.
Okay.
You know.
Okay.
So
So you basically making chemicals,
correct.
and that chemical can be used from different areas.
Different areas depending on
Okay.
what
So
segment you're in.
prior to joining this show, you mentioned about it can be used in printing.
Yeah.
Can be used in some cosmetics products and so on.
Correct. Yeah, there's different segments. There's this cosmetic segment, there's a healthcare segment, there's a printing segment. So there's
Okay.
different businesses, different chemicals used in different businesses. So we kind of get involved with a little bit of the different segments,
Okay.
So
Okay.
a little bit of everything,
Okay. So where is your clientele base? Is it strictly in Chicago or is it outside the
Sure.
state? Where
There's a lot in Chicago, but we also ship. We ship to New York. We ship to Wisconsin. So it is throughout the Midwest.
okay.
It reaches as far as Arizona, but main bulk of it is in the Midwest, and a lot of the industry is in the Midwest too. So
Very good.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, to my knowledge, you based in Edison, Illinois.
Correct.
Just for our viewers, the northwest suburb in Chicago.
Yeah.
Primarily in DuPage County.
Correct.
Personally resident of the DuPage County, so I know how
Yeah.
DuPage County handles the businesses.
Correct.
In this particular business,
Yeah.
do you get any difficulties with the local authorities, the government, the county, or
Yeah.
anything that?
Of course, when you're dealing with things like this, there's always a lot of rules and guidelines you have to follow.
Okay.
So we have to make sure that we're doing our paperwork properly.
Okay.
We're handling this stuff properly.
Okay.
Some of the items that we work with are flammable. And you have to be careful with that.
Right.
So we have regulation or limitations that we have to be in.
Okay.
People come in to audit us, and
Okay.
we got to make sure that we're within those limits.
Now that's key to the solutions.
Yeah.
As long as you're within the compliance.
Yeah.
And follow the rules and
Correct.
the system. Nobody can stop you from
Yeah.
success.
Yeah.
And when I hear chemical, it strikes me environmental.
Sure.
Does the EPA involved in this at all?
Yeah. So we have a permit. We have to work towards getting those permits. We have to get permission from the village and
Okay.
DuPage County. We have to have certain parameters set. So we there's in case there's any I guess incident, right?
Okay.
We can protect ourselves and
Okay.
not have any problems.
Okay. Now with that, I think I know the answer.
Sure.
You mentioned kind of that opportunity arrived and you took it.
Yeah.
But are you consider yourself as a successful business?
Sure.
If yes, why?
I mean, success comes from God, but when you're in business, you always have goals,
Right.
and so there's always the next goal, and you're only as successful as the next goal.
Okay.
So it's always an ongoing challenge. But do I consider my success? I'm grateful.
Yeah.
So
There's
think
always
that-
a room
yeah.
to improve. So,
Yeah, you can always do better. You can always be better.
sky the limit.
Yeah, but I'm grateful. I wouldn't say I'm successful. I'm grateful. So.
Very good. Well, that's the proper word.
Yeah.
Now, Tala like to say he's grateful rather than successful.
There you go.
Because he like to move on and grow and
Yeah.
of course we wish you more success.
Thank you.
Challenges,
Yeah.
difficulties.
Yeah.
A lot of time weaknesses and strengths.
Yeah.
And if you look at all these area where business have to survive,
Correct.
often people get stressed and
Mhm.
can't sleep at night.
Yeah.
How do you? I'm sure there are challenges because the struggle comes with the challenges, and if you overcome, then you're successful.
Correct.
So how do you normally overcome that?
I mean, you gotta have thick skin, right? And you have to, you're always gonna come into either it's financial or labor or customer struggle, and you can't make everybody happy. So you just have to kind of work through it. You have to understand your end goal, and to kind of be persistent and say, okay, I have this problem. How do I resolve it?
Right.
Not get flustered, not get under pressure. I mean, I take a lot of pressure, but you have to kind of have to just wheel and deal and figure out a way to just make the problems go away.
Right. You get used to it.
Yeah.
In
Yeah.
the beginning, of course.
Correct. Yeah.
Everybody gets worried.
Yeah.
But if you continue.
Yeah.
Then you survive.
Yeah.
And I couldn't agree more than that.
Yeah.
But tell me about it. What is so significant about this business that you think are the likely that viewers that are watching you and listening to you,
Mm.
they might be interested? Because in our viewers, I expect first of all, our community. I don't underestimate community.
Sure.
They have a knowledge, they have information.
Yeah.
The only thing I think that we bring to them is maybe they don't have all the information.
Correct.
Maybe they need information in particular areas. They may have some information which may not be complete information. Yeah. So this is what we're trying to do, to bring all the information, and information is lacking somewhere.
Sure.
We just want to fill in those gaps.
Correct.
Okay. So we have a business is watching us.
Correct.
And they may decide to go into this line of business.
Sure.
We have entrepreneur shape that they like to be in a business.
Correct.
And so many people like to be in business, seeking to open a business.
Yeah.
What would you say to them if this is something they would like to pursue?
No, I think that the reason, one of the reasons we're in this is because of the opportunity, because there's so much you can do, it's just not in one segment, like I mentioned earlier. There's so many areas that use it.
Mm-hmm.
And, you just got to pick one and kind of, pick your road and your niche, and you just take it.
Okay.
And there's a lot of opportunity for you or whoever's watching, and whoever wants to get involved.
Yeah, we're giving an option to our viewers for their feedback.
Yeah.
On the screen, once this program is broadcasted, they would have a contact information to the channel. Feedback will get back to you as well.
Mm-hmm.
So viewers can always get some help and more questions be answered.
Definitely.
So tell me about the funding. Okay, and I know each business needs a funding. Okay. Do you run into any difficulty that you need a more investment and you have to go to the bank or government grant programs or loan programs? How do you tackle that if there is something you need, a line of credit?
Mm-hmm.
How do you do the funding?
I mean, it's good to, first of all, you need to have a good relationship with your bank, obviously, right? We're fortunate; we've had a good track record. So when we do run in a situation where we need some extra funds or line of credit, we're able to get that. But it's mainly relationships. I mean, you have to have a good track record, relationships, a solid purchase order on the other side to make sure that, hey, why are you getting this money? Well, because I have an order. So, that's kind of the best way.
I know personally, I dealt with the banks, and I've been helping doing my public service to the constituent business community. And I got all kinds of requests and help assistance that I've been involved personally. Sure. And when we talk about the bank and apply for a loan to the bank, that's never been easy.
Yeah.
Okay. The criteria is so difficult sometimes that most people give up. Okay. So we try to give them some information that SBA, for example, Small Business Administration, they have a loan program. So when you walk into the bank, and if you have a knowledge of the programs that they offer, then now you are giving them that you're not just walking in the for the loan, but you are also educated.
Correct.
There are programs. That makes a lot of difference. But in your line of business, which is, when you talk about a chemical,
correct.
How they react to the loan that you're applying. That you're in the chemical business, and are you doing well? You may not do good and stuff.
Correct.
How do they react?
I mean, it's not something that's quite normal, right? It's a little different. It's not something everybody sees every day. But I think that when you have to explain it to them, you have to sit them through and walk through that with them.
Okay.
And there's examples of that. You invite them to your place, show them what you're doing.
Okay.
The products you have, you show that to them.
Okay.
So, when you see something, it's easier to understand it better. And that's kind of how we try to attack that, is when they understand it, they see it, they understand it.
Okay.
And then it allows them to be more comfortable.
Okay.
So that's the best way to kind of handle that situation.
So the product that you provide after you making chemical,
correct.
Are they on the retail side or is the wholesale side?
No.
How anyone can
Yeah, it's not in retail, it's in the institutional. So it's way before it gets to retail.
Okay.
So what we sell is not something that you see at the store.
At the store. Okay.
Okay. It's our ingredient may be in the product that's in the store, but it's in the beginning stages. So we're at the beginning of the chain.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
not at the end of the chain.
Got you. Now, I just want to clarify this because when we talk about chemical, it can be used for printing, it can be used for cosmetics and stuff.
Correct.
I just want to make sure that the audience is understanding that. This is not something they can go to the cosmetic store and pick it up or printing materials.
Correct.
No, this is something that you're at the very beginning process.
Yeah, it's in the very beginning stages of the whole process.
Right. So when you have your clients, they want your product.
Correct.
Or chemical. Now, how does this process that you like to share with our audience works? For example, I'm a contractor and I need a chemical that you provide.
Correct.
Okay. But I also know that I'm going to use this chemical for whatever reasons. How does this work? The process? Do I have to give you the ingredients or information about the product, or why do I need the chemical?
Yeah. Okay. So they kind of have to give me some information and say, hey, look, this is what we're looking for. This is what it's supposed to do. This is what we're trying to achieve. Okay. And we go back and we go to the drawing board and we look at, what exists out there? Who can we contact? How can we make this product? How can we, source this, and get to their goals, right? Okay. So then we go to the beginning step and then go back to them and say, hey, look, this is what we got. So. Okay.
It sounds like, can this be customized?
Yeah.
I mean, you probably have some standard.
Correct. A lot of things are standardized, and a lot of them are commodities, right? Okay. But there's specialty items sometimes that people need tweaked, right? Okay. So that's when you kind of have to go a little bit more further.
I see.
And see, you want this item, what are you trying to do with that? Okay. What are they trying to achieve with that?
I see. So. Okay. So you're capable to customize.
Yeah, correct. Correct.
Yeah. Well, that sounds pretty appealing to me because, the bottom line is that you're there and you're there to help. Either you can give them the standard that you have, or if they can give you information on what they need to use for. Sure. You can always customize that.
Of course. Yeah.
That sounds good. Now, I think it's very important. Of course, the stress comes from the work. The stress comes from all corners of life, right? Yeah. Is there any time of your life since you're doing this business? How long have you been doing this business?
It's been about 12 years. Yeah, 12 years. Yeah.
Right. Is there any time that you regret because you can't sleep at night, you're worried, and you can't be everywhere, and your family is looking for you?
Yeah, I mean it's not easy, right? Okay. And like when you're in charge of something, it's all on you. Okay. It's not on anybody else. So. And there's days where I've had to go in at 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock in the morning. Okay, so you have those days. Yeah, or on Saturday or on Sunday, or in between when you're at a party. So it's always a challenge, but it has its benefits too. Okay. So, but it's been good so far. So
okay. I think. Well, you've been very open, and I just want to put one more question, and then I'll direct you to our audience to give you a message based on your experience and share anything that you like to share. Okay. And I'm sure they already got the message that they are welcome to be in contact with you. So, is there anything that you're lacking in the business that you want to pursue, or you're having a difficulty to do that, but you have a goal? Correct. Mission. This is something I'm lacking in my business. I want to do this because it's a technology world. Mm-hmm. Is there anything that you think that you're lacking and try to accomplish?
I mean, there's always holes and flaws you want to, but you always want to get to the next level, the next step. Okay. And you want to modernize your equipment and your facility. There you go. And your facility, your technology. So it's always a hurdle, but
Yeah, you said it. I mean, with the technology world, it's always an improvement. Yeah. It's a room for improvement. Correct. So at this time, I'd like you to give your message to our audience. Everyone is watching you. Sure. Any advice that you can give or anything you'd like to say, please tell.
No, just whatever ambitions you have or whatever business you'd like to start up, just be persistent. It's not easy. But if you're persistent, I think it's achievable. So.
थैंक यू तला
Thank you.
बादशाह, बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया आपके प्रोग्राम में
Thank
आने
you.
का। बड़ी खुशी हुई आपको देखकर। अल्लाह ताला आपको और तरक्की
Thank
दे।
you. Thank you.
हमारी दुआएं आपके साथ।
Thank you.
तो नाज़रीन, ये थे हमारे गेस्ट इस एपिसोड के। बिजनेस पे हमने आप तमाम हमने मेहमानों को यहाँ पे दावत दी थी। हर एक ने अपनी इंडस्ट्री और अपनी एक्सपर्टीज को आपके सामने शेयर किया है। इंशाल्लाह अल्लाह ने चाहा तो आइंदा हफ्ते आपके साथ एक और नए टॉपिक और नए गेस्ट के साथ आपसे फिर रब्ता होगा। तब तक के लिए अल्लाह हाफिज़।